In the shadowy recesses of human emotion, where love can twist into something perilous and dark, lies a tale that defies the boundaries of ordinary life. What if I told you that beneath the surface of a seemingly perfect marriage, a hidden web of deceit weaves its way toward an inevitable tragedy? Picture a love triangle so wrought with passion and betrayal that it teeters on the brink of disaster. A story steeped in mystery where the jigsaw pieces of affection lock into a frame of jealousy, secrets, and ultimately, murder. As we dive into this chilling narrative, we are drawn to a hauntingly beautiful estate perched upon the desolate cliffs of Cornwall, a place where whispers of the past cling to every shadow. Here, the stage is set for a tale that is both profound and heart-wrenching, one where love becomes a double-edged sword, and standing at the center of this spiraling abyss is Detective Amelia Harper, a woman whose keen intellect and unyielding determination are driven by both a quest for justice and ghosts from her own past. As she unravels the threads of this gripping mystery, we find ourselves on the edge of our seats, eager to learn which secrets will emerge from the darkness and who among us can truly be trusted. Stay with us as we journey through this labyrinth of the human heart, where the twists and turns are as unforgiving as the waves that crash against the jagged Cornish coast. Keep watching, for within this tale lies the answer to a complex puzzle of love, loss, and the chilling reality of a murder born from passion gone awry. Detective Amelia Harper enters our story like a guiding light, cutting through the shrouded fog of deception. With her impeccable suit and a gaze that misses nothing, she embodies the very essence of a seasoned investigator. Her approach is methodical, her intuition keen enough to read between the lines of silence. Amelia has earned her reputation by solving some of the most convoluted crimes in recent history. But her drive goes beyond accolades and public recognition. It is rooted in something deeply personal. Years ago, a case that struck close to home left a haunting void. A friend lost to a crime that remains unsolved, a ghost that lingers in the recesses of her mind. This tragic event not only cemented her resolve, but also sharpened her senses to detect deceit where others see nothing amiss. Her past is intertwined with her present, adding layers to her character and fueling her relentless pursuit of justice. As this story unfolds against the eerie backdrop of Cornwall, it is Amelia's past that whispers guidance, her instincts that illuminate hidden truths. Her commitment is unwavering because for her, solving this mystery is not just a professional duty. It is a personal quest, a journey to bring peace to lives overshadowed by betrayal and loss. In her hands, the tangled threads of this love triangle begin to unravel, piecing together the truth, one clue at a time. And so, amid the shadows and secrets, Amelia stands as a beacon, ready to expose the dark heart of this deadly game of love. Nestled amidst the rugged terrain of Cornwall's dramatic coastline lies Eden Lodge, a grand estate that seems to breathe with its own enigmatic spirit. Perched ominously on the edge of the cliffs, it overlooks the relentless waves that crash against the rocks below, as if guarding its secrets from the encroaching sea. The air here is thick with a history that whispers of grandeur and discretion, of lives lived behind veiled curtains and secrets sealed behind heavy wooden doors. Eden Lodge, with its imposing facade and sprawling grounds, has long been synonymous with opulence and mystery. Built generations ago by a family whose wealth and power were matched only by the intrigue that surrounded them, it stands as a testament to a legacy of hidden truths. The halls echo with the footsteps of those who have walked them before, each carrying their own burdens of love and betrayal. It is a place where the past seems to linger in every corner, casting long shadows that stretch across the present. The very location of Eden Lodge is steeped in symbolism, with its view of the unforgiving sea serving as a constant reminder of nature's untamed power and the darker depths of the human heart. The perpetual fog that clings to the cliffs serves as a silent witness to the unfolding drama, a cloak of anonymity that conceals more than it reveals. The estate's gardens, once vibrant and lush, now have an air of melancholy, as if reflecting the inner turmoil of those who call this place home. Within this hauntingly beautiful setting, the stage is perfectly set for a tale of betrayal and murder. It provides the perfect backdrop for a narrative that thrives on suspense and tension, where every creak of the floor, every distant crash of the waves, could signal the nearing revelation of a forbidden truth. The atmospheric beauty of Cornwall, with its wild landscapes and unpredictable weather, mirrors the turbulent emotions that swirl within the walls of Eden Lodge. As we immerse ourselves in this story, Eden Lodge becomes not just the setting, but a character in its own right, a silent observer of human frailty and the dark consequences of passion unrestrained. Edward Hastings stands at the center of this dark tale, a man whose polished exterior belies the shadowy depths of his ambition. To the casual observer, Edward is the epitome of success, a businessman whose affable demeanor and philanthropic efforts have won him admiration and respect within the community. Yet beneath the surface of his charming persona lies a labyrinth of ulterior motives, a heart that beats not only for business conquests, but for personal gain at any cost. His involvement with the family is not as benign as it appears, for Edward harbors a keen interest in maintaining control over the family fortune, a desire that could easily lead him down a treacherous path. But he is not alone in this web of suspicion. Harold Murray, the bitter cousin, enters the picture with a simmering resentment that threatens to bubble over into something more sinister. Once considered a close confidant to the family, Harold's relationship has curdled into one marked by envy and a simmering need for vindication. Stripped of the family legacy he believes rightfully his, Harold's motives are driven by a desperate longing to reclaim what he perceives as lost glory. Could this bitterness have pushed him to cross the ultimate line? Meanwhile, Isabel Knight, a charismatic artist whose enigmatic allure captivates all who cross her path, offers yet another layer of intrigue. Her ties to the family extend beyond mere artistic collaborations, hinting at connections that weave into the fabric of their secrets. Isabel's motives may be shrouded in the mystery of her own past, one marked by whispers of a scandal that once threatened her burgeoning career. Is her involvement rooted in revenge, seeking to unravel the family that once threatened to unravel her? As we delve into the complex tapestry of motives and deceit, the stage is set for an investigation as intricate as the human heart itself. Each suspect, with their own tangled web of secrets and ambitions, forms part of a puzzle that Detective Amelia Harper must piece together. The stakes are high, and the truth remains a shadow lurking just out of reach, as each revelation brings us closer to unraveling the deadly consequences of a love that dared to defy the boundaries of trust and betrayal. The crime scene at Eden Lodge, set against the dreary backdrop of a mist-shrouded dawn, painted a picture that left more questions than answers. The lifeless body of Elizabeth Hastings was found sprawled on the cold marble of the expansive foyer, a once vibrant presence now silenced in a haunting stillness. Her death, as unexpected as the storm that lashed against the coastal cliffs that morning, sent shockwaves through the tight-knit Cornish community. To the casual observer, it might have seemed like a tragic accident, or perhaps a desperate escape from a life full of hidden pain. But for those who dared to look closer, the circumstances were anything but straightforward. The whispers of a love triangle with twisting undercurrents had already begun to circulate before the sun had risen fully over the horizon. Initial police findings suggested that the scene bore hallmarks of both foul play and a staged suicide, an unsettling duality that hinted at something more sinister lurking beneath the surface of this tragedy. Conflicting narratives began to emerge as the family's tightly woven tapestry of relationships started to unravel. The public, gripped by a macabre fascination, speculated wildly as details surfaced in the press like echoes bouncing through the seaside town. Conjecture and rumor swirled, casting long shadows over the Hastings name. It was within this web of speculation that Detective Amelia Harper found herself drawn into the heart of the mystery. Her involvement was a natural progression of her expertise, but it was more than just another case. To Amelia, the discrepancies in the stories told by those closest to Elizabeth pointed to untapped depths of secrecy and deception that she could not ignore. With a reputation for peeling back layers of deceit to uncover stark truths, she approached the investigation with an almost magnetic pull toward the complexity it promised. As she began her inquiry, the lines between love and obsession, between innocence and guilt, blurred into shades of grey. Each step into Elizabeth's world revealed new facets of her relationships, and each discovery threatened to shatter the fragile balance of the people entwined in her life. Detective Harper's tenacity would be tested as she navigated the twisted paths of conflicting loyalties and hidden motives, determined to unearth the truth from within the depths of an enigma as vast and unyielding as the sea that wrapped around Eden Lodge. The first set of clues unfolds like pieces from a puzzle, each one teasing a glimpse into the labyrinth of secrets hidden within the Hastings family. A diary belonging to Elizabeth surfaced, its pages filled with cryptic entries that allude to clandestine meetings and unspoken fears. Detective Harper found herself drawn to an entry dated just weeks before Elizabeth's death, where a cryptic note hinted at plans to uncover a truth that someone in her life wanted to remain concealed. This revelation was both a beacon and a mirage, pulling Amelia deeper into the shadows of the family's affairs. Yet not all was as it seemed. Interwoven among these clues were cunningly laid traps, red herrings designed to mislead. A seemingly airtight alibi presented by Edward Hastings unraveled upon closer scrutiny, revealing gaps that cast suspicion on his every word. Accounts from family members painted a picture of domestic bliss, yet inconsistencies whispered of underlying tensions. One such account from Harold Murray suggested a late-night confrontation he had overheard, but subsequent interviews hinted at a possible fabrication, leaving Amelia questioning his motives. These misleading testimonies sowed seeds of doubt and left Detective Harper grappling with a web of half-truths and deceit. Each misstep in the investigation only heightened the mystery, adding layers of tension as suspicion shifted like sand under unstable footing. The investigation turned into a psychological chess game, where every new discovery could be a key to Elizabeth's tragic demise, or a clever fabrication devised to derail the truth. With each passing moment, the stakes grew higher, promising a revelation that would either illuminate or forever obscure the path to justice. Amelia's resolve was tested as she navigated this quagmire, with the realization that the closer she came to the truth, the more elusive it seemed. Suspense thrummed like a palpable force, drawing those involved deeper into the spiral of intrigue, where trust was a fragile thing and deceptions lay in wait, poised to ensnare both the innocent and the guilty. Detective Harper found herself navigating a treacherous landscape where the barriers she encountered were as formidable as the cliffs that loomed over Eden Lodge. Each step she took into the investigation was fraught with resistance, not only from within the family, but from the townsfolk whose silence spoke volumes. The Hastings family, bound by a complex web of loyalty and secrecy, remained tight-lipped, their evasive responses like echoes that died in the mist before they reached her ears. The town itself clung to its reluctance, as though guarding a precious secret, its people wary of outsiders who dared to disturb the fragile veil of peace. Amelia's professional instinct told her that beneath their guarded appearances lurked layers of truth ready to be uncovered. Yet, the closer she came to unraveling these layers, the more obstacles emerged to thwart her. She faced mounting frustration as whispers of closing ranks and family loyalty surged against her efforts to pierce the shroud of silence. In the midst of these external challenges, Amelia grappled with her own internal conflicts. The memories of a past case, unresolved and haunting, seeped into her thoughts, casting doubt on her decisions. Was she seeing shadows where none existed, or was her intuition guiding her towards the truth? The pressure to wrap up the case quickly loomed large, driven by the media frenzy that threatened to subsume the family's reputation. With each passing day, the weight of expectation pressed upon her shoulders, a constant reminder of the potential ramifications of her findings. Would justice be served, or would the truth remain forever concealed within the whispers of the past? This was a question, an uncertainty that gnawed at the edges of her resolve. Amelia's professional acumen was tested as she balanced the demands of her superiors with the need for thoroughness in her pursuit of justice. The narrative's drama intensified as Amelia found herself caught at the crossroads of personal redemption and professional duty. Her determination was unwavering, but the path ahead was unclear. As she navigated through the maze of emotions and deceit, her resolve was both her greatest strength and her most vulnerable aspect. The stakes had never been higher, and the challenges she faced were both a testament to her character and a crucible in which her commitment to truth would be forged anew. As Detective Harper delves further into the mystery, she uncovers a new layer of deceit involving secret affairs and financial scandals. The tangled web of the Hastings family's affairs begins to unravel as Amelia Harper sifts through layers of deceit that had long been buried under the facade of respectability. One revelation shines a harsh light on clandestine relationships that Elizabeth maintained, relationships that were more than platonic whispers in the shadows. Each secretive rendezvous added complexity to Elizabeth's life, revealing a woman whose desires and fears were masked by the veneer of her everyday existence. Hidden within the pages of her once confidential correspondence, Amelia discovers traces of a passionate yet tumultuous connection that suggests jealousy and betrayal played a role in this lethal triangle. As she matches these new pieces to the emerging puzzle, another revelation surfaces an intricate financial scandal involving the very core of the Hastings Empire. Amelia's probing investigations reveal a series of clandestine transactions that hint at embezzlement, funds siphoned away in the darkness of offshore accounts. The trail of money, as serpentine and shadowy as the motives behind it, leads Amelia to question the involvement of Edward Hastings, whose business dealings were not as pristine as they seemed. The financial subterfuge suggests a motive driven not by the heart, but by greed, an ambition to hide or gain that which others would kill to protect. These discoveries give rise to new suspects, complicating Amelia's task as the puzzle pieces begin to shift and realign. Harold Murray, estranged and bitter, might have had more than an emotional stake in regaining control of the family fortune. Isabel Knight's previous whispers of scandal now return for her financial ties to Elizabeth Ray's suspicions about her motives. Has she been pulling strings behind the scenes, manipulating events to her favor? As Amelia pieces together these revelations, the lines between friend and foe blur, each suspect's story intertwining with another's in a tapestry of intrigue. With every revelation, the stakes grow higher, building towards a looming confrontation that promises to either illuminate the truth or deepen the shadows around it. Detective Harper finds herself at the precipice, where every decision could tip the balance between justice and the eternal obscurity of a life ended too soon. The race against time quickens, drawing her closer to a truth that promises to be as tumultuous as the waves battering the cliffs of Eden Lodge. The surprising twists that reshape the narrative unfold as Detective Harper uncovers unexpected alliances and betrayals that weave a new layer of complexity into the investigation. With each revelation, the tapestry of deceit is reworked, challenging her and the audience to re-evaluate everything they thought they knew. The unearthing of a clandestine alliance between Harold Murray and Isabel Knight catches Amelia off guard. Their supposed animosity turns out to be a facade, concealing a strategic partnership aimed at regaining control over the family legacy. Their alliance casts a new light on Harold's long-standing grievances, suggesting that his motives were shared, if not orchestrated, by Isabel's cunning hand. This discovery forces Amelia to reassess the dynamics at play. Meanwhile, an unexpected betrayal reveals itself in the form of a trusted family confidant, whose loyalty to Edward Hastings was unwavering until the lure of greed proved stronger. Initially dismissed as inconsequential, this individual now emerges as a pivotal player in the events surrounding Elizabeth's demise, having fed Edward information that could have dangerously tipped the balance in his favor. Detective Harper's resourcefulness comes to the fore as she meticulously untangles these threads. Her intuition is her guiding compass, allowing her to anticipate the moves of those who believe they have stayed one step ahead. She realizes that the evidence she needs may lie not in what has been said, but in the silences and omissions that speak volumes. Amelia, adept at reading between the lines, exploits the rifts in this newfound alliance, turning their concealed motives against them. Her strategy involves sowing seeds of discord, leveraging the inherent distrust that underpins any alliance born out of necessity rather than loyalty. As the suspects struggle to maintain their facade, the tension mounts. The stakes rise significantly, the air thick with anticipation. Amelia's shrewd maneuvers keep the audience on edge, holding their breath as they wait to see if she can outsmart those who long underestimated her. The mystery deepens and the investigation reaches a critical juncture. Amelia's unwavering resolve promises a climactic confrontation where truths will emerge and the cunning plans of the guilty will inevitably unravel. As the tale twists in ways no one could have foreseen, the true depth of human ambition and betrayal is laid bare, setting the stage for an explosive culmination that looms just beyond the horizon. The climax unfolds at a pivotal family gathering at Eden Lodge, where the air crackles with unspoken tension. Detective Amelia Harper stands at the center of the room, her presence commanding attention as she prepares to unveil the truth that has eluded everyone until now. The family, suspects, and townsfolk watch with bated breath as she meticulously lays out the evidence piece by piece, constructing a narrative as intricate as the estate itself. Every word she speaks adds weight to the atmosphere, bringing clarity to the murky waters of deceit that have clouded the investigation. The room is silent, save for the sound of the waves crashing outside, a rhythmic reminder of nature's relentless forces akin to the unstoppable march of truth. Amelia's voice is steady as she recounts the steps that led to her discovery, her investigative prowess peeling away the facade that once shielded the murderer. Her eyes lock onto Edward Hastings, whose confident demeanor now shows cracks of doubt and fear. She presents the irrefutable evidence, a series of incriminating emails, bank statements, and the damning testimony of a family confidant who has finally decided to tell all for a chance at redemption. The room holds its collective breath as Edward's carefully constructed world begins to disintegrate. Yet the climax is not just about facts. It is a theater of raw emotion. Edward's face, pale with realization, is a canvas of guilt and regret. The stakes are nothing short of monumental. His empire, reputation, and indeed his very freedom hang in the balance. The once stalwart ally now stands accused in a conspiracy that spiraled into the ultimate crime. As Amelia delivers the final blow, a confession wrung from Harold Murray's guilt and Isabel Knight's strategic desperation, the room erupts. Confessions tumble forth like stones dislodged from a crumbling cliff, each one sealing Edward's fate. The Hastings family is left reeling, their bonds shattered by the weight of betrayal. The irony is palpable. The high-stakes game of power and secrecy has culminated not in triumph, but in tragic unraveling. Through it all, Detective Harper remains the unyielding beacon of truth and justice. Her journey has reached its zenith, her resolve unwavering in the face of chaos. The resolution is both bitter and redemptive. A dangerous chapter has closed, but the echoes of its lessons will linger long after the dust has settled. As the truth finally reigns victorious, the question remains, what will become of those left to pick up the pieces in the aftermath of a love that led to murder? The answer, like the tides, promises to be one of nature's perpetual mysteries. The resolution emerges like the slow, deliberate unfurling of dawn over the Cornish cliffs, bringing with it the clarity and justice that have long eluded those tangled in the web of deceit. With the truth laid bare, we find ourselves face to face with the motivations that drove Edward Hastings to such desperate lengths. His actions, rooted in an insatiable thirst for power and a consuming fear of losing control, reveal a man whose ambition ultimately became his downfall. Edward's intricate schemes to secure the family fortune and preserve his empire at any cost underscore the destructive nature of unchecked greed. As we reflect on his betrayal, we see how love twisted by ambition and insecurity can lead even the most respected individuals down a path of ruin. The aftermath for all involved is as complex as the motives that set these tragic events in motion. The Hastings family, once admired and envied, now faces the daunting task of rebuilding trust and healing wounds inflicted by secrets long kept in the shadows. Harold Murray's confession and Isabel Knight's strategic maneuvering leave them grappling with their own roles in this narrative of betrayal, having served as both pawns and puppeteers in a larger game. The community that surrounded Eden Lodge, too, must come to terms with their willingness to overlook the warning signs, swept up in appearances rather than truth. Detective Amelia Harper's triumph is not merely in solving the case, but in restoring a sense of justice that had seemed unattainable. Her journey through the darkness of human ambition and folly serves as a poignant reminder of the resilience and moral fortitude required to confront the shadows we cast. The thematic elements of deception and justice resonate throughout the story, prompting us to ponder the moral complexities inherent in the choices we make. The narrative challenges us to consider the fine line between ambition and obsession, trust and betrayal. As the dust settles and the echoes of the past fade into the mist, we are left with a lingering question. How do we navigate the intricate balance between desire and integrity in our own lives? The answers, much like the sea that crashes endlessly against the Cornish coast, remain a perpetual enigma, inviting reflection and introspection with every passing tide. In conclusion, the story of Eden Lodge culminates in a powerful reflection on love, betrayal, and the relentless pursuit of truth. Through the lenses of deception and ambition, we witness the tragic unraveling of a family caught in a web of its own making. Detective Amelia Harper's unwavering commitment to justice and her ability to navigate the darkest recesses of human nature highlight the resilience required to mend a fractured world. As we pieced together the narrative, we saw how unchecked desires could so easily morph into a path leading to destruction and murder. Amelia's journey was not just about solving a case. It was about bringing light to those shrouded in darkness and providing solace where it was once thought impossible. This tale challenges us to consider the fine line between love and obsession, ambition and ruin, and it leaves us pondering the moral complexities that define our own lives. As the waves of Cornwall continue to crash against its rugged coast, we are reminded of the perpetual mystery of human emotion, a mystery that invites reflection and introspection. Now we turn to you, our viewers. What are your thoughts on the intricate dance between truth and lie, justice and injustice? Have you encountered mysteries that echo the haunting tale of Eden Lodge? Share your stories and insights with us in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. And if you are captivated by these mysterious tales of darkness and light, make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an unraveling mystery. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the shadows. Stay curious and keep watching for more chilling narratives that continue to explore the depths of human experience.